Portaging a heavy canoe, in this case my Mud River Explorer 16-foot triple tough, which must weigh about 40 kilograms, including the extra seats and stickers. I'm trying to get the canoe off the car without breaking the rear aerial, which is why I've lifted and moved the rear to the side. I'm now getting the central portage yoke onto my shoulders, and then I can carry the canoe fairly easily. The canoe's off the car, and I move it around to where I like to place it on the ground and drop the bow plate to a nice grassy surface area where hopefully it'll dig in a bit and stay put. Get my head out from underneath and work my way to the rear of the canoe and then turn it over. That's it, it's off the car. For portaging any distance, the easiest way is to use a trolley. Mine is a self-adapted B&Q sack truck with solid foam puncture-proof tyres. I fitted bungee cords to attach the trolley to the canoe. My cords are now getting a little bit old and are losing their elasticity, so I need to replace them. Placing the trolley at an angle to the canoe means I can lift one end and drop the canoe squarely onto the trolley. The bungee cords secure the canoe to the trolley. They go under the thwarts, through the lacing loops, affixed to loops, seat stays, whatever works. This trolley and the cords will work with all of my canoes, from 13 foot to 17 foot. The attachment points just vary from canoe to canoe. By lifting one end of the canoe, the trolley auto-centres, ensuring it will track straight when I start to portage. If it starts to crab on a long portage, I'll just lift the end again to sort it out. Kneeling mat. This was a free offer from Screwfix. Baler, sponge and painters. My painters have pre-tied loops on them, so I can quickly and easily attach them to the grab loops at either end of the canoe. Painters in place. Buoyancy aid from a bow paddler. My buoyancy aid. Very important bit of kit this. First aid kit. Food for the journey, water and any other drinks, spare clothing, towels, etc. Drink bottle for bow paddler secured under the bow basin. Paddles and all set to go to the put-in. Putting the canoe back on the car roof, it's possible to use a sacrificial mat to protect the bow plate, but it needs to grip both the ground and the canoe. Maybe a carpet tile or a bit of astroturf would have been better than this mat that I used. If it slips, you're just walking the nose of your canoe along the ground. With the canoe on my shoulders and going round to the car, if I was being assisted here, I'd just slide it straight on at the back of the car and get somebody to hold the rear of the canoe while I bobbed out from underneath it, and then we'd slide the canoe forwards onto the front bar, lifting the rear as necessary so the thwarts and seats didn't take out the car aerial. This is me unassisted and still avoiding breaking the car aerial. I could maybe have unscrewed the ruddy thing. Canoe now in place. I'm moving the canoe across a little bit so that the driver's side roof rail is aligned with one of the gunnels. It's just the way I like to put this canoe onto my car. I have motorcycle cable locks as added security while travelling, but also security while I'm parked up. These attach via the roof rails to the grab loops on the canoe front and back. Or to the carry handles, or to whatever works for the particular canoe that I'm putting on there. I adjust things accordingly. In this case, we're on the carry handles. The rear cable is fed over the rear seat, down through the lacing to attach onto the carry handle. I use a bungee loop to tension the motorcycle cable over to the left hand side of the rear seat so that it takes any play out of the cable, so it's not rattling about on the roof while I'm driving. Sometimes you so need help from others when loading canoes onto a vehicle. Finally, how I strap the canoe in place. I use camlock 1.5 inch wide straps, but wider straps must be better, and ratchet straps can break boats if they're over tightened. The straps just go under the roof bar on the opposite side and are thrown back over to the driver's side. On the driver's side, I take the strap under the rail, back up over the roof bar and down under the rail again. Canoe tight to the roof rail and uses up some of the excess strap. I've then not got as much of it to tie up when the canoe is secured. Front strap going on in the same way. Some folks tie a knot below the can for added security. I'm not doing that here. I'm wrapping the excess around between the parallel straps and pushing the tail up under the strap to secure it. If things start coming loose as I'm driving along, I'll not only see the front of the canoe moving, but I'll hear the strap tail tapping against the boat, and I'll know to stop and adjust things and make things more secure. Both ends now secure, and all set to go home.